How's it going? It's 220 Prepper, and I got another video. So, earlier today, I was going through my EDC stuff, sharpening knives, maintenance, all kinds of stuff like that. And my primary EDC knife, which is this CRKT Crawford Casper, which I've had for a very long time. I've had it for 6-7 years, I think, something like that. Anyway, so today, that piece broke on me. So for those of you who don't know, a lot of these CRKT knives have a double locking system. So this piece in the back, it moves forward like that. So for those of you who don't know, you got a regular pocket knife, folding knife like this. This bar is a lock. Push it over, you close the knife because you can't otherwise. So this knife, you push that piece up like that, and now you can't move that over. You can't unlock the knife. So here's my question. I've had many knives. So just to emphasize, all these are full of pocket knives I've had over the years. And, there's a few others. Some I gave away. Some I've got scattered and stashed around the house, whatever. My primary issue with pocket knives that you saw are these clips. These clips in the back. I had this knife for about 10 years, I think. So this is a mammoth of a knife. My friend used to call it my stab a T-Rex knife. Anyway, the clip on this knife completely came off. As you can see, there's plenty of wear and tear on here, but it's completely off. Now this one was a knife I was going to have as my EDC for a while. This one is a Smith & Wesson M&P knife. Get that a little bit closer for you, just in case y'all didn't actually know. Come on, zoom in. Focus. There you go. Yeah, this is I like this knife. It's a good knife. It worked really well for me, but it has one problem. As I'm sure you know, the clip. The clip, as you can see, no longer sits flush. Unlike, say, this knife here. That's the only issue I've had with this. And it's probably because when I wear sweatpants and carried this, instead of putting it in my pocket, I put it in the front of my pants. But, whatever. But this is the only issue with the knife. So here's the question that I have for you. I spoke to a few people about this, and I got mixed results. So I figured I'm going to go to YouTube. So YouTube, if you are in a survival situation, without rule of law, end of the world as we know it, zombies, Red Dawn, Power Grid, what the hell ever you're preparing for, and something like this happens. So basically all it was a small cover, so to speak, that went on here that just made that bigger. It made it bigger, easier, and less issues on my thumb, because I can feel it's a narrow surface. I can feel that as I try to actuate it. So my question is, if you're in the field and a small thing on your weapon breaks, or specifically on a knife, because if a small thing on the gun breaks, you got a big problem. Specifically on a knife, what would you do? Would you just get rid of it? Obviously, with any luck, you've got a backup, and I mean, you saw my bag here. I definitely have a backup or two. But what would you do? Everything else on this knife still functions. Everything else, even the double locking system, it still works. It's still viable. So my question is, what would you do? Is this knife to you dead? Is it, I gotta keep an eye on it in case it dies for real? Or, it's just oh, that's nothing. That's just a cover. Because honestly, having had this knife for so long, if any one thing on this knife was going to break, it was going to be either that cover, which I personally thought was one big piece, and I stand corrected, or this clip. I've got no issues from the clip. None. So it's just that cover. So I'm going to keep this knife. I am going to get a second one because I love this knife so much. But I'm going to keep it. I'm going to keep wearing it. But what would you do? Obviously, I'm not in a survival situation right now. I'm sitting at my house. But it's still a viable question. So comment below. This knife dead to you? Would you just replace it, go to one of your backups, or what? I think it's an interesting question to pose to people. But hey, it is what it is, right? This 220 Prepper, and I am signing off.